Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. So I was experimenting with Gragas builds because items got changed, the Leandries, and I found a new crazy build. I found it myself and I've never seen anyone play it, and it really changes the way that AP Gragas works. Like the normal build is this, which is, either a Luden's Echo, Rod of Ages, and then you go for Rabadon's Deathcap, Lichbane, Void Staff, Infinity Orb, Electrocute, blah, blah, blah. This build is amazing. I'm not saying that build is bad or anything. It's amazing. But this new build that I have personally found and tried out, like the damage, and I'll tell you all about when to play this build during the gameplay, by the way. So I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm just gonna tell you how to build it now. There's timestamps in the description to skip to the gameplay, however. First item is gonna be a Rod of Ages because it's just such a good item on Gragas. It gives you so much AP and everything like that. Just build it first item. After that, Ionian Boots. And then Rabadon's Deathcap. Up until here, it's all nice and normal, right? Like this is the normal Gragas. Well, actually, normal Gragas, you can go for Lichbane second, but with this build, you don't build a Lichbane. What you build is the Leandries. Leandries' third item. Now, you may be asking, why suddenly now Leandries? So, damaging abilities or empowered attacks, the 1% plus 0.005% of enemies max health, 0.005% of your AP. If you have 100 ability power, it's gonna be 1.5%. So if you have 1,000 ability power, it's gonna be 6% of their HP. So that is the whole idea of this build. If you finish this whole build, you're gonna have around 800 ability power, which means every time you poke the enemy, you will deal 5% of their max health over time. So the question is, when do you play this against tanks? Yes, and poking. Like if you want to poke, this is the poking build that you need. Like it pokes like crazy. This build pokes like crazy because after the Leandris, you go for a Void Staff and then you go for the Green Book. The Green Book is amazing as well because it applies anti-healing. So you're poking and applying anti-heal with this build. And like what I want to say is this build does much more damage than you would think. And you'll see during the gameplay. For your enchantment, Protobelt, I don't really recommend Protobelt with this build. Stasis is generally gonna be better because you're poking, and if the enemy dives you like crazy, you can use Stasis Enchant. So yeah, Stasis Enchant is what I generally recommend. And here it gets more fun. You go Airy. This is gonna be your rune, Airy. Because Airy contributes to poking. It skills with AP. So every time you hit your first ability, you'll shoot the area on the enemy as well. You don't go Electrocute because you're not supposed to go in as much. It's all about poking. Second rune, Gathering Storm, because in the late game, you want to be able to do as much damage as possible with the Leandris, right? You don't want to go for Giant Slayer. I mean, if the tanky, if there's 5 enemies with HP, of course, you go for the Giant Slayer. But like 95% of the games, you go for the Gathering Storm. Here, you can either go for like Conditioning or Adaptive Carapace if you win in your lane. I mean, you can go for anything here. It's completely situational. You can pretty much go for anything. And here you go for Sweet Tooth because you will need it in your lane if you go for Conditioning. If you don't go for Conditioning, you can actually get away with Hunter Genius. Conditioning is good if the enemy does have certain champions that can kill you, like Echo or something, or Katarina. Conditioning is going to be really good for that late game. But if they don't really have champions that can destroy you in the late game, you can go for something else, and then here you can go for the Hunter Genius. For your spells, you go for Flash and Ignite. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. So when I got into this game, this game was like, wait, let me actually fix my screen first. 1 second. There we go. This game, why is there no sound? I think the game just doesn't have any sound. I mean, it's okay. But yeah, this particular game that I played was, this particular game I played, I really just wanted to try out some sort of a poking build. I was really thinking like, wait a minute, what if I just do poke Gragas? Because I have never seen it in my life. Anyone going for like a poke build. So this game I went for, here you can see, this is the Airy, right? Like every time you use your first ability, you're going to be applying the Airy on the enemy. That's like the whole idea of this build. So let's take a look at how it goes. This build is a late game build. Like, just like the AP Gragas, it's kind of the same. It's late game. It's both of them are late game. And you know what's surprising? Airy is actually stronger in the early game than Electrocute. Because every time you use your first ability, you poke the enemy. Now in this game, I'm against a Malphite, which is a bit of a different story. Because of course, poking Malphite is really, really hard because he has the shield. But you can see, I'm still doing it, and the Airy is applying more damage to it. Like, Airy really does a surprising amount of damage. Early, mid, and late game. Like, throughout the entire game, Airy does a lot of damage. Like, of course, in this situation, Electrocute would do more damage. But as I said, your playstyle is different with this build. Early game, you can still do things like that. But you'll see in the late game, whoo, oi, oi, oi. So the question is, when do you go for this build? The number one thing about this build is that you don't have to go in. Now look at this enemy. They have a Brand who can stun me if I go in. They have a Blitzcrank who can stun me, silence me, everything if I go in. And they have a Caitlyn who can trap me, use her third ability if I go in. I first picked Gragas this game, and they picked these champions. So that's how I got the idea of, wait a minute, can I not just go for poke Gragas, like some sort of a fun poke build? Oh, he still went back because of his stupid shield. That's kind of dumb. So that's why I went for this game, and it makes so much sense this game. Because if I go, like, you can play full AP Gragas. I'm not saying you can't. You definitely can, but it just doesn't really make that much sense because they can kill me so easily if I dive. So that's why I decided to go for the poking Gragas build in this particular game. The way that I'm playing my lane here, I'm just freezing because Gragas is a late game champion. Keep that in mind. So like, if you freeze your lane, it's really always good, to be honest, because you can just farm for free here, and you can get to the late game very, very nicely and easily. As you can see, like, I'm just keeping the lane. I just want to get farm, get to level 5, and I want to get my Rod of Ages as fast as possible. Seems like my team is losing on the opposite side. Caitlyn already has 2 kills, which is really, really not nice. But normally, if you play Gragas like this, against a normal Baron laner, so not Malphite, you're really gonna poke them hard with the what is it called? With the Airy. You're really gonna be poking them pretty hard with the Airy. Like, as I said, the only reason it's not working here is because I'm against a stupid Malphite. So that's the only unfortunate thing about this game. Ooh, I need to ult. The reason that I was not that afraid is because Malphite doesn't have his ultimate yet. If Malphite has his ultimate, I wouldn't have been there. What I'm doing here is I'm gonna be giving away a load of farm, and they're gonna push my turret, but I have to. If I don't, Malphite ults me and I die, and I'm gonna lose the farm anyways. So, like, in situations like that, just go back. If you're playing Baron lane, just go back, because it's either you go back and lose farm, or you die and you lose farm and you feed the enemy. So, of course, it's much better to go back. But this sucks. Like, I lost so much farm here, but it is what it is. That is the risk that you take if you freeze your lane, by the way, because I was freezing my lane, and Wukong ganked, and that's what happened. You can see that's what happened. So unfortunately, I lost a lot of gold there. That's the risk you take. So if you freeze your lane, you do have to be careful that the enemy jungler is not close, because the enemy jungler can gank you or apply pressure on you, which won't allow you to go back. I'm just ignoring him because I want to clear his control ward here. Yeah. Shyvana's here, but it's a Malphite. It's so hard to kill him. Like, it's really, really hard to kill a Malphite. Yet, like right now, I just can't kill him yet. Also, in the later stages of the game, this build is going to be amazing against Malphite because Leandris will keep burning him for a few seconds, which means he won't get his barrier. Like, the way that Malphite barrier works is, if he doesn't take damage for 8 seconds, that's when he gets his barrier. So if I keep poking him in lane like this, he's never going to get his barrier. Oh, close. So in the late game, all I have to do is just hit him once with my first ability, and then Leandris is going to keep burning him over. So he won't heal for a really, or he won't get a barrier for a really, really long time. I'm going to push this and probably go back because I can get my Rod of Ages. I'm probably not going to push anything from this turret because I can get a Rod of Ages. I mean, perhaps I can get one of the thingies from the turret, but you can see I really don't care. I just want to go back and get my Rod of Ages because, like, I want to get it stacked up as fast as I can. And I want to rotate to the dragon because, I want to help my team with it. So this is not a power spike when you get Rod of Ages. Like, you're still pretty weak if you get Rod of Ages. Keep that in mind. You still have to play it a bit passive. You have to know you're not going to one-shot the enemies yet. The one-shotting and the insane poking is only going to start to happen after, like, your second, third item. And after that, it just becomes even more powerful. Like, honestly, Gragas has crazy scalings. Ooh, this is not good. Like, here you can see, if I get any close to that composition, I'm, like, totally screwed. So I cannot get close to that comp at all. Like, that was only Blitzcrank and Brand, and they did so much damage. And, like, this should show you why I am trying out poke Gragas in this particular game. And I absolutely found a hidden gem. Look, I can't get close. I cannot go in. I literally cannot go in. If I go in, I die. I would just die. So that, like, here I realized, like, hey, I'm right about this. I really, really realized it here. Let's see what I did. This game was a really long time ago, by the way, just so you guys know. It was a really, really long time ago that I played it, so it's also like my first time, I guess you could say, that I'm watching this game, because it was like 3 weeks ago that I played this game. They're doing dragon. I'm gonna rotate back to them because the enemies are not at a very high amount of HP. And Malphite is behind me, which means I'm gonna be here faster than Malphite. So let's take a look. I'm going in with a full engage. The reason is because Pyke is already into them. Like Pyke was already in the middle of them. For some reason, Wukong is trying to take this dragon. No idea why he's going for that. He didn't even get it. Like I stole it away from him. And look, now Malphite is here. Now the Malphite made it. Oh my god. So yeah, next item is going to be a Rabadon's Death Cap. Still the same build. It's just the array that's different. So like early mid game, you can still play Gragas the same way. But late game, no, don't do it. It's just not worth to play so aggressive without a Lich Bane. Because really the reason that you can play Gragas with like, you know, the Flash third ability engages like crazy is because the Lich Bane does so much damage. So if you don't have a Lich Bane, keep in mind, you are going to do much less damage with that engage of Gragas. So you have to keep that in mind when you do this build. Your playstyle really has to change. More poking, less engaging. Like keep that in mind when you do this. I want you guys to try out this build, by the way, and keep in mind what I said earlier on in this video about when to pick it, right? Like keep that in mind. Brand is coming. Brand is such an annoying champion to deal with when you're playing Gragas. You can see like I'm just respecting the brand, and I'm just using my first. Like here, look at the stun duration. It's crazy. I'm just using my first ability to poke him. That's it, really. But I'm just not gonna engage on him because like he ults me, he stuns me, he'll ignite me, and he'll destroy me. Like I have no chance against him. Especially the later on we get into this game. You can see my first ability is starting to deal serious damage now that my Rod of Ages is stacking up. Look, like I'm chunking down a tank Malphite here, you see? Boom! I'm actually chunking him down, as you can see. And I will be able to poke him over and over again. Pyke is coming, so we're gonna go in, of course. Boom, boom, and boom. Very nice. Very nice. I, of course, went in because Pyke is right here. Ooh, Wukong. Wukong is only level 8, so I shouldn't die against this Wukong. He's only level 8. Yeah, there we go. Pyke with another ultimate kill, by the way. Really nice. I just want to tell you guys, the enemies, I would say the enemies actually have a better late game composition than us. So, and this will become really interesting in the late game, this particular game. Oy. Our Pyke mid lane is 8-0, which is amazing. But like I can tell you guys right now, this game in the late game will become super interesting. You just need to watch. So yeah, you can see it here. I'm going for Liandry's next item. I have 2 items now, so my poking is going to start to hurt them really a lot. And my full-on engages as well at this point. Like, look, boom, that's 3. So instead of doing 302 damage, I did 352 damage, which is a 15% increase of damage because of the, I keep forgetting, because of Ahri. You see why Ahri is like, is mandatory with this build. If you go for poke, Gragas, always go Ahri. Always. And I'm sure like 90% of you Gragas players, maybe even 95%, have never even tried Ahri Gragas. I've never even tried this type of build. Like here again, you see the 50 bonus damage because of Ahri. And you're gonna do it every single time, like over and over again. Every time you poke, you will do the bonus Ahri damage. Like now, if I poke again, I'll do the bonus damage. Like look, Shyvana goes in, she instantly dies. That is the problem. You see that? That is the problem. They hard counter Shyvana. And they counter like my engaging playstyle. Ooh, I actually failed my combo here. I actually failed my combo. Interesting. So I failed my flash combo. I tried to flash on top of them, but I failed it. It's kind of tragic. Wukong is very underleveled, by the way. I honestly don't really know how he's level 9. What is he doing? Like, how is he level 9? Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's a kill. Boom. Nice. Now we need to run. Don't get close to Brand. Even though Brand is like 0-4, you still have to be careful of the champion. Because we are all playing champions that Brand counters. So like even if the enemy is 0-4, 0-5, if you know that their champion counters your composition really hard, be careful. Like don't overstep your boundaries. Don't give the Brand free kills because and you'll see this game. If you do still feed him, he'll be an absolute menace in the later stages of the game. Because he just counters our composition. I can actually pretty much guarantee you, if I went for normal AP Gragas this game, I'm pretty sure we would have lost the game. Like I'm 90% sure we would have lost the game. Now, yeah, I'm poking them. But again, I'm telling you, this build really starts to come online after 3 items, after the Leandries. Like 2 items, it's still the same as the old Gragas, but after 3 items, the build starts to come online. Oh, I dodged it. Nice. And poke. 400 damage on Caitlyn. Just poking over and over again. Every single time. Just keep poking. And don't get close to them. Keep poking them. And boom. I missed the poke, but I hit the whole wave. And oh, yeah. And it's okay if you miss, by the way, because your first ability is on like a 3-second cooldown anyways. There we go. Look, look, look. Look at this poking, guys. Every single time I'll spam my first ability. And boom. I hit her as well. You'll just chunk them down over and over again. My team is getting the dragon. I should help them to be... I should have helped them. I think I should have helped them. And he dies. Nice. You can see Brand becoming a problem now. He's killing our team, even though he's like... Even though he's not fed at all. There's one more champion. Yeah, he should be dead. Yeah, his ult is gonna stop. Or sorry, his movement speed is gonna stop, so he's gonna die anyways. And boom. I need to body block for the Thresh. I could kill her, right? I still have flash and ult. I mean, yeah, there we go. Boom, boom. And boom. Quadra kill, baby. Well, believe it or not, this game is not a free win. But now we got the Leandries, guys. Now we have the Leandries. As you can see, the game is trying to recommend me a Lich Bane. I'm not going for a Lich Bane, of course. Pike says that's our else. Not going for a Lich Bane. So I'm going for Stasis Enchant this game because they have a Brand. When Brand puts his passive on me, so it explodes, I will use my Stasis just so I don't spread it to my team, and of course to block out all of the damage that he does. But let's take a look at what happens now if I poke them, because now it's different. Now the Leandries is gonna burn them if I poke them. Ooh, look, like no one can engage into their comp. There it is. Look at that poking. Look at that poking, guys. It's crazy damage. I did like 700 poking damage on him. 700. Look, like the burn. You guys have. I want you guys to pay attention to the Leandries burn that's happening. Not just the initial damage, but the burning damage. Because it's like, it's so much damage. Look, look, look. Look at the burn. Look at Blitzcrank. 90, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. It's like 150 damage. Now he's going to burn again. Another 30, 30, 30. So I did a bonus of 300 damage right there to the Blitzcrank just because of land. Look, right now again, 30, 30, 30. It will just keep happening. You will keep doing this poke damage. That's why Leandries is crazy with this now. And that's why it's better than the previous Leandries. Because with the previous Leandries, you know, every time you use your first ability, you slow the enemy. It would have dealt 2% of their HP. But with the new Leandries in the late game, it's going to do like 6% of their HP. And if you have a Baron, it's going to be even like 7%. Every single time you poke, every single time it will do that percentage HP. Every time. So that's what I want to put in your heads right now. Because like I definitely say that the normal AP build is better in the normal game, right? Because you can one-shot the enemies, so it's better. But in this game, in a game where you're up against these types of champions, look, boom, and I run away. If you're up against these types of champions, then it's much better to just go for poking. Look, every time, boom. Look, just look at the damage. They're not even getting close to me, and that's the damage that I'm doing. And look. Oh, I missed it. It's okay. I think it's okay. As I said, like a 3-4 second cooldown. And boom. Just keep spamming your ability. And boom, look at the Caitlyn. I took 30%, like 35% of her health. And my ult obviously applies to Leanders too. Like, I am dealing so much more damage than you would expect. Like, if you actually look at what's happening in this fight, you'll see how hard I'm chunking them down. Like, you see, look at how hard I'm chunking them. All of them are going to be constantly low HP because of the constant damage that I'm doing to them. That's the power of this build. So again, the way that I played it in this teamfight is how you want to play this build. Stay behind the walls, stay behind your front line, and you will just shoot from the back line. Just boom, 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 barrel after barrel. And about your ultimate, this is another tip that I have for your ultimate. With the poking build, you don't really want to use your ultimate the same way as the standard build. The standard build, you want to catch out an enemy and one-shot that enemy, right? Like you use your ultimate, so you push an enemy in your team and you catch them. With this build, just throw it on them. Just throw it on them. Like honestly, if 5 of them are on top of each other, just throw it on them. because you're going to be applying the Leandries and you're just going to do so much damage to all of them. Here you can see no Lich Bane, but I'm going for the Green Book. Again, I want to apply anti-heal on them, so that's why I'm going for the Green Book. And because I have Leandries, anti-heal gets applied very easily. I tried to steal their blue buff here, but it is what it is. I don't think that was worth to do. Yeah, I told my team wait for my ult. That was really, like, even if I stole it, I don't know if that was worth, to be honest. That was really not worth, because now I don't have my ultimate for the fight. Yeah, that was not worth it. Oh, and don't bother leaving your first ability on the ground to deal the bonus damage. Just proc it, because you can spam it, just proc it. Like, she should be dead. Yeah, just proc it. So just throw it on the enemy, just proc it, because if you leave it on the ground, they have a chance to escape it. So keep that in mind. Ooh, Brand ulted. It's not good. Look at the Brand ult damage here. You see that? This is what I mean. The Brand ult is just crazy strong. Even though it really looked like we won this fight hard. Boom! That's the ultimate that I was talking about, guys. You see that? You see that? Look at this damage. They're gonna kill him, right? Ah, they didn't kill him, so I killed him. We should go for the dragon. We should go for this dragon. We can just, like, I can secure it. I'm Gragas. By the way, Gragas can secure objectives even if he doesn't have a smite. Because your first ability, second ability, and third ability together, even your ultimate, all of them do insane damage on dragons. It's basically like a smite if you time it correctly. So Gragas can easily secure these objectives. So yeah, Green Book next. You can go for some other items as well next. I don't recommend an Infinity Orb, because again, it doesn't fit with this build. Like, sure, you do bonus damage to them being squishy, but you want to be the one chunking them out. Oh, another reason why I am building this build in this particular game is Pike. We have a Pike in our team. Pike can execute them. So I don't need an Infinity Orb. Like, I really want to change your mindsets, guys. Like, I really want to change your mindset. So you don't go into a game and you just build your standard build, or you just look at the enemies to counter them. Look at your own team as well. Yeah, I have a Pike. I don't need to execute them. Pike is gonna execute them. So like, those are all things you need to think about. Ooh, no way. No way. They, they need to leave the Baron for free. It seems like they're actually going in. Look, this is what happens without me. Look, all the enemies are full HP. I am doing all the poke damage. You see? Oh no. Now you actually see the importance. I got that Blitzcrank had a beautiful hook. I gotta give him credit for that. How the hell did he hook me from that? That was crazy. They just need to give it away. Just give it away. It's okay. Like, we can defend it. I am Gragas. I do insane damage to minion waves. You can just defend it. Like right here. Oh, if I was here, I would have just destroyed all of them under that Baron. Oh my god. I would have demolished them. I would have embarrassed them. What am I doing? Did I just sell my boots? Oh, I sold my enchantment so I could buy the green book. That is a funny thing, because I wanted to have 5 items for defending the Baron. So I sold my stasis and I got the green book. So I have 5 items now. That's very smart, actually. Wow, that was so smart. Damn. How did I come up with that? That's amazing. I literally sold my enchantment to get just enough gold for the green book. Really, really nice. If we take this dragon, we pretty much win the game, because it's the 3rd dragon for us. Am I really going? Oh, I'm going for Meteor. True, actually. Meteor. You know why? I don't need a stasis. I'm poke Gragas anyways, and they can't kill me. So I can poke them with first ability, and I can poke them with Meteor. Oh, that is why. That is amazing. That is amazing that I'm doing that. That is actually so good. Oh, it's the Elder Dragon, by the way. It's not the 3rd dragon. Look at that. Like, I'm gonna use Meteor now. Look. Meteor, ult, everything. I have so much damage. Shyvana, no. Ult. Boom! Look at that. And boom. Look, now I'm not dealing a lot of damage. Why? Because I'm playing poke Gragas. You see, in situations like this, where you're in the middle of the enemy, this is not gonna work. This build doesn't work in situations like this. This sucks. Yeah, they skill, exactly. Their comp skills better than our comp. Like, I really have to... Yeah, they got Elder. Damn. Oh, that's not good. My team is trying FF. No, 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 don't die. No. Oh, look at Pike, look at Pike, look at Pike. Nice. That's really, really nice. He got 2 kills in the backline. That's amazing. Because now only 2 of them have the Elder buff. That's not the real Wukong. Yeah. Yeah, so I forgot to talk about the meteor during the build part, by the way. I should have talked about that too, because that obviously contributes towards your poking as well. You can stay at a long distance, and on top of all of your abilities and everything like that, you can use meteor. I actually recommend you to use meteor after your first ability, because your first ability slows all of them. So if you hit a lot of enemies with your first ability, instantly use meteor, and they really can't dodge it if you use meteor. So that's another tip that I have for you guys when you play this type of Gragas. I have 610 ability power. With the Baron, it's gonna be like 850. So that's when you'll do the insane damage. And now with the Leandris, I'm gonna be dealing like 5% of their HP damage. Actually, it's between 4 and 5% that I'm gonna be dealing every time that I poke. Oh, how did I miss that? Oof. The Elder. Ooh, no, 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 no. I'm dead. That's the Elder buff. I did do good damage to the Malphite, and my team is killing Malphite, but Shyvana's also dead. Like, look, this is their comp. This is their later game composition. If I, and I'm really playing badly now. Like, it's me that's playing badly now. I got caught. Like, I shouldn't get caught in the front line. I need to be in the back line. Like, I am just not playing it correctly right now. I'm really not playing poke Malphite correctly in this scenario. Like, this is my fault what I'm doing right here. This is really my fault. I'm not doing good. Pike just got a kill, by the way, again. Amazing. Am I really gonna sell the meteor? Oh, maybe I need to go for Mercury threats this game, actually. I may have to go for Mercury threats because they have so much CC. Yeah, like they're just not gonna win that, are they? Wait, they are actually. Wow. Nice. That's great. Wait, can we end the game here? This may be... I think we can end the game here. Yeah, right? If we kill him, we can just end the game. Let's see. Yeah, we can just end the game. Malphite is alive. Actually, no, because Wukong is also gonna be alive. So I don't. I don't think we can end the game. No, 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 no. Just take the Baron. Like, I'm just gonna chunk down the Baron with my barrels. Look at the damage to the Baron. And I have a debuff as well, by the way. Nice. I could sell any item and buy any item if I wanted to now, but I'm fine with my build, so I'm all good. And with this build, you're also gonna be tanky. Like, that's the beauty of it. If you're poking, but you're also tankier than the other build, because Leandris gives you HP as well. So like, on top of having more poke damage, you're gonna be tankier. The only thing you're gonna be lacking is burst damage. That's the only thing. Like, you are gonna have less burst damage, much less burst damage than the other build. But like, now that we have the Baron, I think I have like 850 ability power with the Baron. So like, my poking, let's take a look. I mean, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. I mean, would you just look at that poking right there? I pretty much poked 3 of them down to nothing. Like, 3 of them. Here, look, Brand died, and that's from my poking. You see that? This is why I'm going for this build. I poke them down, and Pike finishes them off. You see? Simple. Very, very simple. Literally the perfect build for this particular game. Literally the perfect build. And now we won the game. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let's take a look at how much damage I did, because that's where the real fun is at. How much would you guess that I did? I mean, if you want to, you can put it in the comments how much you guess I did. And now I'm gonna reveal it to you how much I really did. Because I'm like 95% sure many of you are gonna be guessing below the actual number of damage that I did. Let's take a look. 60,000 damage, guys. I did 60,000 damage on this build with Gragas. So wait, let's take a look. Oh, never mind. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.